Okay, so this is question 2.4.B-7, and we're asked to add and subtract some fractions, and there are some mixed fractions worked into this problem. So what we want to do first is take these mixed fractions and convert them into improper fractions. And to do that, we're going to, well, first we're going to leave the 11/12ths alone because it's not a mixed fraction, so we don't have to do anything with that at the moment. But with the next mixed fraction, what we're going to do is we're going to take the 3 and the 5 and multiply those together. And then we're going to take that answer and we're going to add the 1 to the top. So 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 would be 16. So this is 16 thirds. And then the same thing here, we're going to do 6 times 4, which is 24, plus 1, which is 25. So that's going to be our new numerator, and then the denominator will stay the same. Now what we need to do in order to add and subtract these fractions is to get a common denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all the denominators, and 12 is one multiple they would all have in common. So I'm going to ask myself, what would I multiply 3 by to get to 12? And that would be 4. And I can do that as long as I do that to the top and the bottom, because 4 over 4 is 1, so you're not changing the value of the fraction if you multiply by the same number in the top and the bottom. And then 6, in order to get to 12, you have to multiply by 2. So again, do the same thing in the top and the bottom. And then we'll write what we have as a result of that. So the 11/12ths, again, that's not changing. And then the 16 times 4 would be 64. 3 times 4 is 12. And then 25 times 2 is 50. 6 times 2 is the 12 that we were going for. So now that we have the same denominator, it just means that all of these, whether we're looking at a pie or a grid, they're all broken into 12 sections. And so to find the total number of sections that we have, we can just go ahead and add the 11 and the 64 and then subtract the 50. So we could write it all in the numerator together like this, all over the 12, to just show that that's what we're going to do, and then that final result ends up being 25 over 12. And usually it'll accept that answer as long as that's reduced, but there isn't a common factor between 25 and 12, so that is reduced. We could also change this back into a mixed fraction, and it would be 2 and 1/12, because 12 goes into 25 2 times evenly, 24, and then we're left with a remainder of 1, and so that's the numerator of the improper fraction next to it. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have further questions.